I mean, it's good against the Harrod. At least there's that. I think it's going to be Lucas. It will be strange if they actually set up all this way to not pick Lucas up.
What if they just go back to the Suyo?
Oh, it's something like a Basha, Bane, or X-Borg?
What? Dude, like the Lucas fits so well here, right? You have anti-CC, the chip walks onto you and you're like, ha, Ninetales.
And, you know, the skin is just released, so why not, right? It's always a great scene to see in the Land of Dawn. But Team Liquid ID seems to be contemplating this.
Wow.
Hey, it is a Suyo! Sasuke!
Dude, they were like, you know what, let's set up for the Lucas so that they think it's going to be a Lucas, and then we go Suyo.
I mean, it's a bit more mobile than the Lucas. So maybe this is more of a Fabian's call than anything else. He's a bit more comfortable on this hero, but are there any concerns about this Suyo pick, Arashi, or does it, or like, will it do its job this time around?
I think it's just more punishable. Put it that way, because the Lucas is a brawler, more tanky. So far, with the Phobias of the Mathilda, Team Liquid ID had all the control if they wanted it. Now with the Suyo, they have a more guaranteed retry, they have more pickup potential, and there's a chance that they can shut down the Farsa in the midst of a big team fight. But why let it even go there in the first place? I think it's just more risk, but also higher reward, potentially more snowballing potential.
Looks like the stats prefers TLID, but is it gonna be the same in the Land of Dawn? It always tells a different story here in MPL Indonesia. Can Navi turn the tides around in this season against TLID? Let's see the answer.
The answer for TLID is Sasuke, Suyo. This time around.
Ooh.
It's a killing spree. And whoa, Chive with the sprint, yeah.
Chive with the sprint right here against all the chase. In theory, it makes sense. There's no big lockdown, but he needs to be really, really careful because he's then vulnerable to a lot of these short crowd control tools because there's a lot of it for Team Liquid ID. It's not just one that he's looking for, right? So in the course of a big fight, he needs to keep his eyes open for a lot of these weird angles, that's for sure. But yes, Sasuke, not the main character for Team Liquid ID. Like I said, a lot more snowball potential if he does get rolling. Oh, he's going for X-Magic.
Oh my, the flicker to the bush, Fabian. Katon, that's an execute. Fabian starting things off.
A bit too overzealous there in the mid lane. He's not stopping. Cars might be next.
He will be next. Oh, the flicker. Too close. Fabian gets another.
I don't think there is any way for Navi to exacerbate the situation anymore for them.
I mean, the early game giving 2 kills to Fabian, right? We talked about higher risk, easier to punish, but also better snowball potential. And Navi has already started the ball for Fabian, giving him 2 kills, and he's still sticking around here. There's no flicker there.
Under the stun. Oh, by damage! Oh, luckily he got stunned. That Queller could have done some real damage.
That is a questionable movement coming in from Woshi Paul. He just walks up without any stacks for the electrifying beats. And now, weirdly enough, Navi has a high loss. Navi has a lot of bodies on the front. TLID has all the advantage towards the turtle.
Oh my lord, and the shortcut gets taken. So it's actually before the chip gets 4. Cars goes up, Aaron taken down up top. Oh, no way, he actually gets a... That's an execute.
Thank God.
Oh my lord, I thought it was going to be a... Alright, just an execute.
An execute, it's not as bad. And it's also, that means Cars won't be on the table for a while. Team Liquid ID understand that. They want to punish Navi for getting their hands on Aaron. Big Shy.
Just trying to go in. Will be able to pop in the Glorious Pathway the stun, but watch Paul gets his orange buff taken by Suyo.
They're infading the jungle. They're invading everything. And now TLID, despite being completely dominant in the eye test, they're only up, or they actually, the gold chip was there, and only up about 100 gold. So not much advantage economically.
Yeah, not so much. Navi's doing a great job finding things around the map still. Orocho Paul, at least, is still farming up really, really well. Still on the same level that Fabian is on. But again, you know, at any point that can change. The fact that Navi weren't level 4 there, though, means that they couldn't use a shortcut earlier, but they could use it now. But whoa, what is that? Wait a minute.
I thought I was gonna explain myself for picking this, but I think you have, you have to explain yourself first, Mirko.
I mean, they are 0-10. Oh, we're on Shiki. Almost getting bursted down by the Farsa. Hold up. Cars. Gonna cop with a Soul Sever. Fabian walking up. The Queller. Gets him low. Shive up top does not have the Purify. Gets stunned up by the Blade Surge. Has the Blaze into it. Will be able to pop it in time. Oh! Stay kill from Fabian. There's 0-10 in the standings. To explain myself, I think it'll be 0-11.
How about you, Shevin? Is this some Papolung energy you're channeling right now?
You could say that. It's more of a... Can I use this word? Pity vote.
Oh man, really? You really gotta say that, man?
Bit direct from you, Shevin, I must say.
Thank God this is English broadcast.
Hey, you know what? I think even on the Indo broadcast, right now, it's looking kind of sus.
Well, now looking pretty shy, going the glorious pathway. Cars probably have an angle to go anywhere.
Shortcut gonna be placed down as well. Actually, Fabian gonna be zoned away. The turtle should be taken, and it will by Washapal. On jumping into the front. That's a stun. BQ Shy will fall. But that's about it. The trade. A kill for Turtle.
Yeah, there was actually decent coming in from Navi. There's only one retaliation there towards BQ Shy, which doesn't really need a lot of gold. Cars actually...
Has a shortcut. Shiki is able to escape. X-Magic goes in. Tries with the stun. Won't be able to find it. Fabian cutting Shibe down. Not going to go for the Blade Surge. BQ Shy taking the portal too. TLID will not fight this.
Alright, one comes in to join the party as well, but yeah, I thought that Team Liquid ID were gonna get that turtle, and get even a couple more kills to their name there, but Navi, I thought that's a pretty value trade, but immediately afterwards, Team Liquid ID are trying to make them pay. Going with the rotation, going with the invades as well. Navi has got to stall this game out a bit longer, I think, for the macro pressure to really pay dividends, right? When the Lord is in the picture, then the macro gameplay becomes that much more effective, because you can't really let go of the Lord the same way you can do with a turtle, especially after the changes. Even the first Lord's gonna crash right now. That could be used by a lot of teams to really start opening up the base.
Power spike right there for Greedy, the photo. And actually, you mentioned something about stalling this game, like it goes on towards the late game. I gotta say, I think you would take Navi's draft over TLID, or if I'm mistaken.
In the late game?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, Claude, Chip, Farsa, a lot of good late game prowess here for Navi, that's for sure. Which is why, maybe that's why Team Liquid ID went for the Suyo. They want to snowball a bit more, shut it down. And right now, look at them, like they're still able to at least clear the waves out. Team Liquid ID have been farming and then waiting for ganks, but is it gonna be enough?
Aaron again gonna be caught by Cars and that shortcut. TLID. No gold laner, and they can teleport back to the bottom lane. Washapal has retreat.
Right. There's left 3 levels down though.
Ooh! Retreat in from Washapal. He dives into the back line. Like to find Beast. Fabian forces the Blade Surge defensively. Washapal escaping. Now Aaron Shiki hitting the portal. DQ Shy will be the sacrifice one more time.
And again, they'll take that any day of the week. Look at the top lane. Chive, 1 kill, and already 1 turret taken down. He's having a decent time so far in the mid-game.
Aaron jumping back into X-Magic. It's going to be a dive over. X-Magic taking out Washapal. No time beats will jump in. Meanwhile, Shiva rotating over tier 1 down below for the cavalry.
Bit of spice back from Aaron there, trying to get him back for ganking him 2 or 3 times constantly. But again, Navi, with a Washapal with a level deficit there, able to actually get the neutral objective in the retreat contest against a Suyo to boot. It's not like Navi has a lot of ways to kind of stop and stun Fabian to try and swing the odds in Navi's favor. I think Washapal just got the better of him somehow. That was definitely surprising there. And while doing so, Shiva was able to get so much gold on the top side as well. So, yeah, the macro gameplay is still running by Navi, and Team Liquid ID are unable to punish them for it. They're only punishing Navi afterwards. After the big moments, they're going for pushes like this. But overall, that means the game is still very much close. 200 gold difference only.
Super close. This is not the Navi that I'm used to seeing. They're responding against TLID ganks a bit better. And this might be the change that they need to do. Aether is not in the jungle anymore. It's Washapal.
Yep.
But when I look at the eye test, Washapal so far, the only thing that I see that's commendable is that Turtle still. So far, he's been quite decent, I guess.
XBTR, by the way.
Gotta throw that out there.
Picks up the Holy Crystal. Big power spike for the Joy. And conceal. Don't think you want to go on Fabian with Witty right there. That's why Navi decided not to go for it, but the turtle is now turned to a lord. 3 turtles already in the game. The next neutral objective is a big one.
Is this the power of desperation, Arashi? Is that how it is for Navi?
Uh-oh. Shy walking up, dealing damage to Aran. Also going to go for the pursuit. That's another stack down. Is he going to jump? Aaron chicken in the mid lane. Trying to poke Shive down. Cars is there too. Holding this angle. DQ Shy taking a half HP. Cars guiding win. Cars in the back. Popping the shortcut, but it's giving the circling eagle as well. Yes, kill! Unable to pop the shortcut in time. Retrieve! Watch the ball! Wins it in the back. Shive is able to buy some time. Now jumps in, gets a kill. Watch a Paul caught as a flicker forward. Watch a Paul taken out though by Aran. Fabian still there as well. Aran with a flicker forward. Now within front of pursuit and the sun over. Cars taken low. Quelled by Fabian. Aaron knows him on force just yet. They are very low. Lord earlier. No, Pinky Shy.
Oh my god.
Queller. Don't walk up. Don't walk up. He has to execute. X Magic. No, my god. So Sever. Aaron falls as well. Feather airstrike. Aaron has him on force. Flickers forward. Passes him on force.
Oh!
Is he going to go position? Fabian's holding it. Oh, no! Baited by Aaron for Fabian.
That should have been a bit more obvious, but Shiva goes for that anyway. That was a winning play from Navi. They threw that out of the window with unnecessary follow-ups.
All they had to do was go back to base and reset. There was no urgency right there. The Lord was still dealing with the waves. They had time to go back, get that purple buff, and then move with the Lord. But they didn't. Macro pressure was the key they were waiting for. And to their credit, they're able to get turrets for free here because of the response time. But man, that really could have been used a lot more ideally, optimally by Navi. Back to the waiting game, and Team Liquid ID are gonna try and find ways to punish Navi, get a decisive fight. Navi once again waiting for a chance to make a similar play like that happen. But they're actually matching up to Team Liquid ID really, really well. I think better than anyone expected.
For sure. I think they realize now that this is pretty much now or never, literally now or never. If they lost this match, the playoff dreams in MPL Indonesia Season 15 is all over, as we're going to take a look at the in-game equipment, Arashi, by Dunia Games.
Well, the Marksman Trinity is completed for Shive, so that's never a good sign for a team going up against the Claude. With the fleeting time itemization here, Cars, I think, attempting to be a bit more aggressive, although we haven't really seen as many high-impact shortcut plays. I think Navi has to be more patient with that and try and time the setups better here so that Team Liquid ID can't really force their hand by forcing out a neutral objective like a rush like Blitz almost. Oh, look at this though. Wow.
49, that's probably the highest ever for Navi. Right now, Pinky Shy gonna get jumped on.
Uh-oh. Revitalize already caught. They're gonna go all in for Pinky Shy with his on force as well. Cars in the back line as well. Looking for the shortcut and will be able to find him, but the guiding win actually saves him. Aaron Chiki stunned away. Still able to get a few more dashes. Blazing Duet gets him down. Waiting with the flicker out. Watch Paul with the dive in forward. Now Shibitsu with X Magic flying by. 3-4-1 special.
Well, it is the XPTR's game right now. Woshipal and Shive is carrying Navi 3-1-4. Meanwhile, Woshipal 2-1-3. Some decent KDAs right there, and Shive, that's a power spike for his range. He can hit for longer right now, as Shive and Woshipal is gonna blitz this without any kind of contest.
Navi taking control right there. That fight didn't really seem detrimental or too detrimental for Team Liquid ID, but somehow Navi were able to actually win that fight so decisively because Aaron immediately got deleted in the beginning of that fight. They went for the long flank and they jumped on Aran, I believe. You know, it doesn't sound exactly the right target you want to find. Let's take a look at the replay right here by the official tournament smartphone. Look at this, Pinky Shy getting jumped on. Cars looking for an angle, couldn't find the cryo carries, jumps on Aran, and Aaron leaps into danger, gets deleted immediately. That is not how they wanted the fight to go.
Nope. Definitely not, but it is how the fight went. And it's Navi with all smiles right now. TLID looking for the push down below. Fabian's actually doing a lot of damage on Cars, but has to be careful. Uh-oh, Fabian!
Oh my god!
Whoa! A jump from Aran. Luckily for Navi, they don't lose Washa Paul. They got a turret up top.
Fabian thanking Wunton devs for making Class of the Oasis that time.
And for making a 2-flicker hero.
Exactly. Oh, Shiva though.
Uh-oh, he does not have Purify. Oh, Fabian to be brought back. Car's taken down. I don't think they should take this fight. BQ Shine brought back again. Navi, the lead. Oh my lord. A double for Fabian. A wave in the mid lane. Shiba is going bot. TLID. If there are no recalls, might get a base turret.
Hang on a second. And yeah, turrets are falling down really, really quick, man. The hammer damage coming through. The Farsa.
Command force over to the turret. Shiva gonna be taken low. Oh no, he jumps in. With a crowd. A1 Tricky trying to run away. Oh, A-Rod flickering back as well to safety. Doesn't get the FOTO in time. But he did take Shiva down, the main damage dealer for Navi.
I think that's pretty good for TLID. They got a lot of things there, Arashi.
They got a lot of the turrets equalized, so they have more of a playing field. But with more of a playing field comes the risk of cars coming in from behind them as well. All things considered, game is still pretty much equal, man. 1,500k gold lead for Navi. We've already mentioned that in the late game, in theory, Navi should have a lot more to work with. Although, again, depending on how the fight goes, Team Liquid ID have ways to really outmaneuver and outdamage Navi. If they can get towards X Magic, if they can kind of stop Shiva from fully channeling the Blazing Duet, they can still win it out. And you saw earlier that between the players of Team Liquid ID, the synergy is very much there. If they can use that, right, that's one of their strongest weapons. But look at Fabian! Oh man, from downtown.
That's a nerf on Suyo.
That's also the raw damage of Farsa. I'm now looking at the KDAs. Aaron Shiki, the man that used to be called the Untouchable, has the highest death out of all the personnel of TLID. Is this the result of not having more bodies in the front, Arashi, or is this just Aaron Shaky?
I think it's just Aaron with respect to the damage. Oh,
Fabian able to escape Shiva with the Blazing Duet and the BMI. Watch your Paul with the chase. Fabian taken down. But in the back, Aran is able to find one. Shiva jumping onto Aran. Really still has the guiding win. That's going to be the X Magic for Fabian. What? Watch your Paul with a dive on Yehezkiel. Gets punished for it. Guiding win. A-Round with his command force now. BQ Shy will be taken out by Aaron Shiki. They had the win with Fabian for X Magic, but they couldn't capitalize.
oh boy. That's just not ideal for Navi at all. They were tunneling on getting the jungler, and that's true. And technically right now, both teams have no jungler, so it's still a 50-50, but Aaron is just zoning everyone out, man. Way too much damage.
Looking for more damage. Shortcut coming down. It's Magic. Looking for steal on towards the Lord. Aaron Shiki! Redemption he was looking for. He finds the Lord. Now he's giving the winner crown for Shiva as Aran dismantles X Magic. Waiting for the pursuit. X Shiva gets a pick. Wash your pole. Electrifying beats now. Aran able to cancel it a bit more. Lord in the mid lane. Aran able to flicker out now. Has it in front of pursuit. Goes back in. Jumps again. In front of pursuit. Last one. Only Fabian left to deal with 3 of Navi's members.
They gotta stop throwing all the advantages that they have. These two teams, man, they gotta just pump the brakes a little bit, get a bit more composed, and try to realize that this is gonna be important.
It's not just about winning the fight, it's what happens afterwards. Oh boy. Even after that turn of events there, Team Liquid ID overstayed. Tried to go for more afterwards. They did a great job shutting down Shiva in that fight though. We're approaching the point in time where the jungler getting taken out is great, but without the gold laner in the picture, you just cannot win the fight. So right there, when they traded Fabian, but they lost Shiva in the process, they kind of signed off that Lord fight towards Team Liquid ID. But afterwards, they just overstayed, right? And that's where the joy can just pick off members one by one. And despite all of the big turns in this game, at 18 minutes, the gold lead is pretty much non-existent, and we still have no idea how the rest of this match is going to play out.
By the way, this is the two teams that has the shortest game time in MPL. Currently 18 minutes, something
Not living up to their name.
You're trying to say they're padding their numbers?
No, they're canceling on each other. It's like
fast game versus fast game equals a long game.
Minus times minus is a plus.
No, not mine. Oh, yeah, I mean, math, that's true.
Math.
I guess MLBB works like math then. Like multiplication. Multiplication.
Multiplication.
Multiplication.
Well, let's see how this goes though. Again, we've seen that Team Liquid ID can definitely catch Navi by surprise. At this point, that's the only option, right? If they can get Yehezkiel and Aaron onto Washopal or Shive, we've seen what Gila Sans was able to do on the Valentina as well. We need something of that nature from Team Liquid ID if they're gonna win. Otherwise, front to back attempt here? Oh, Lowest Pathway already used and Navi didn't get much for it.
Huh. They're gonna give the purple over to Aaron. Turtle's gonna be spawning, Lord's gonna be spawning, but this time it's not gonna be the far lane. Last time they were able to maybe create some forced errors. Now TLID, it's a lane close to them. But has Navi outscaled TLID? Joy, Farsa, Claude in the late game?
I would assume so, looking at how the damage is thrown about left and right. I would say so. And again, there's that chip playmaking potential that now Yehezkiel has for himself as well, though. But again, that's a great skill to have, the shortcut, but you don't have the passive. You don't have the portal play that Cars can use on that chip. But Team Liquid ID, whoa. What is the damage, my guy?
That's Farsa late game.
That's the front line. That's a run with a Radiant Armor only against a Farsa. Definitely a bold move against a Farsa Joy. Only one magic resistance item. Look at this. Team Liquid ID forcing the issue. Cars biding his time to try and make something happen again. Next one might be the decisive one.
Yep. Big fight. Sees the portal opening but will not take it. Not yet, Cars. Staying patient, knows that he has this macro to control.
Yeah, it's the big fight, but it's also the death timers, man. If they lose 3 members, it might be fatal.
There you go. It's going to be dived towards Fabian. Watch a ball. They're all going to be coming the combo. Nashiba! Getting Aaron Shinky. Everybody getting white. Fabian in the back will be slain by Washapal. 3 members of TLID surviving.
Fabian secured the Lord?
Yes, he did. Again, with trades 2 for 2, with Fabian and Aaron Shiki, the duo, the main damage dealers for Team Liquid ID, out of the picture here. Washapal and X-Magic have a lot of damage available to clear this Lord out, but Team Liquid ID can use the Lord to win fights more reliably. They lose a base target to the minions, though.
Oh, no.
They need to make something work with this Lord. They cannot waste any more time.
But there's no one that can actually hit the turret.
They're just trying to get... wait, Washapal. I don't think you want to be fighting in the damage reduction. Wow! Around finds the flicker combo. Washapal taking very low. Good stuff from Miku Shai to peel by their airstrike and the guiding winds to save Aran. Now Cars has the shortcut. Aran jumping back in. Expanding in the guy. Put a pursuit coming down as well. Fabian! With a dive to the back. Win a cloud for Shive. Trying to buy some time. Big Lord. Damage reduction. TLID. They're gonna go away with a shortcut now. It's a desperate attempt for Navi. There's still a big Lord right there. And TL will get it done. It took them 21 minutes, but they get it done.
That's a heartbreaker and a half for Navi. They had the game for themselves. They were leading by quite a few golds, quite a few grand, and they just threw it out of the window.